Martin, thanks very much. Now, China's Minsheng Bank is to buy nearly 10% of San Francisco-based UCBH Holdings for more than $200 million. This is the latest move for Chinese lenders as they try and push into the U.S. market. For more, let's speak with Gong Liang, research analyst at CFC Seymour. Mr. Wu, great to have you with us today. First question I have to you is, is this deal going to be approved by both sides?
I think that the total acquisition will include 3 steps. The first steps, I think, will be amount to 2.5 billion RMB, and the final step will be amount to 20% equity, the target to be the main shareholders of that bank. And I think because the opening up for the financial sectors in both countries, in my point of view, is bilateral rather than for only one side for China to open. So I think I think the probability to approve this transaction is quite high because both banks are not major banks in both countries, and they have a kind of a synergy. I cannot say they will improve the mainland bank's margin a lot, but the synergy and the implication for this acquisition is quite good, and it's really meaningful for both countries, China and the United States, to get better understanding and how to open their financial markets in the future. So I think the first 2 steps will be approved.
Okay, Gong Liang, no, if this deal actually gets approved, is this the start of something bigger? Are we going to look at a flood of acquisitions on both sides now?
I think the acquisition, I think the major synergy will be in the trade finance for both banks, because the mainland bank has a really great ambition to enhance its retail banking sector and to try to create their universal platform not only in China but also overseas. And the UCBH, they are the largest bank, I think, only targeting Chinese in the United States, and they have intention to tap Chinese mainland market for a long time. So I think this kind of cooperation will bring synergies for both banks. But for mainland bank, since the margin in China is still high, so the margin increasement for mainland bank is very limited.
Hi, it's Michelle here in the United States. As you said, UCBH is focused on Chinese customers over in San Francisco. What other banks are in the United States that are focused on the Chinese customer that could be seeing investments from China as well?
Chinese banks now, they have planned a lot of great plans to go overseas to not only raise money but also to do investment to enhance their large portfolios. I think in the short term, Chinese banks may not go to overseas too much because the margin and opportunities in mainland China is still huge, and they try to consolidate their standing foot in mainland China now. But in the future, I think it is inevitable for Chinese banks to go overseas because only in that way you can secure your financial platform and you will bring more business, more stable to their corporate.
It's Anna here in London. I know a regulator that's quite open to investment from abroad here in the UK, and I also know of a bank that's up for sale, that of Northern Rock. Do you see any of the Chinese banks taking an interest in this distressed asset?
Chinese banks now, they are quite conservative at the time because the subprime crisis really kind of alarm for Chinese banks to be very careful in the overseas investment, and I think they don't have much talent and resources to secure their investments overseas, just like the subprime mortgages, CBS and CDOs. I think Chinese bank will still need to more secure the investment overseas at the first step.
Okay, thank you very much. This is Gong Liang, research analyst at CFC Seymour.